What's up, guys? Welcome back. Kind of a bittersweet day today. First of all, the exciting part. I get to review one of my dream vehicles. This is 2024 Porsche 911 GTS. I'm at Jack Hanany Chevrolet in St. Augustine, Florida. They have it in their used car inventory, almost brand new. And I'll get to play around with it, take you on the test drive, and show you the features and the technology of this vehicle. The bitter part of this, that this is my last car video. I'll get into it a little bit later in this, but before that, let's get back to this.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over facts over.
Without a doubt, Porsche 911 is one of the most iconic, one of the most recognizable, and my personal favorite sports car in the world. And here it is, 2024 GTS. Now, before we dive into this particular one, let's talk about the history of the 911. It all started back in 1963 when Porsche decided to add 2 more seats to the 356 model and called it 901. But then at that time, Peugeot came out and say, hey, we already have that model 901, so in order to avoid any of the legal conflicts, Porsche, so okay, we're going to call it 911. That's how 911 started. Now, they were, of course, much less powerful than these vehicles are right now. As a matter of fact, the first 911s were powered up by a 2-liter engines producing 130 horsepower, and even one of the most renowned 911, the GT2 RS, the early versions of it were only producing about 210 horsepower. We're going to go into the details of what this vehicle is powered up and what different engines are available on the current generation 911. But before that, let's get to the outside of this vehicle. Such an iconic style that reminds you of the early 911s, and some critics call it the chopped up Volkswagen, and that's definitely where it started, as Ferdinand Porsche also designed the Volkswagen Bug. And when he started his own sports car factory, he used that as a base for his design. But this new generation is nothing like the older ones. Now, it has some similar characteristics. We have the round lights, and let's check them out because there's some cool stuff about them. The Porsche LED matrix system, basically what it does, you have those 4 separate lenses on the side. They kind of hug the object ahead of you, illuminating around it, so the light doesn't really just bounce off of it, but you have the clear road ahead of you. Now, at the bottom, you see the daytime running lights. These are also turn signals right here, and such a characteristic sloped nose in here with the Porsche crest in the front. If you scroll down, this new generation also has the front view camera and the splitter that's basically in this matte black. Now, it sits up fairly high off the ground, so you really don't need the lift axle if you need to clear your driveway. Now, we have some open spaces down at the bottom here to allow for better aerodynamics as well as cooling of the engine, which, by the way, sits in the back of this vehicle. And let's see if there is any room in this front trunk. Let's get this opened up. See, move the lever here, and as you can see, you can fit quite a bit of stuff in here. Maybe not a full-size suitcase, but definitely a larger carry-on. It is illuminated, and that's pretty much what you have down here, a very lightweight hood. Let's close this up and move to the side of this vehicle. Let's kind of wrap it around and take a look and take it in. All this iconic style. Now, this, of course, is a convertible. It's also available as a coupe. And this particular one is a rear-wheel drive. We can also have it as a 4-wheel drive vehicle, all-wheel drive, I should say. So the GTS has the wheels that are standard, and these are the center lock wheels in matte black. You can see also the large rotors and the huge calipers with Porsche that's spelled out on the 245, 35 as what we have in the front, and we have 305s 30 in the back on 21-inch rims, so staggered wheels and tires. And then GTS right here at the bottom. Inside the mirrors, we have the side view camera, blind spot assist. We have this new style door handles. So if I lock this vehicle, you can see they're going to disappear on me. But there you go. While it's unlocked, if I unlock it or actually get closer to it, then I have my key in the pocket. That's going to pop open like this. Convertible top, we're going to see how that works in just a second. And the lights that go through the entire width of this vehicle, let's blink them up for you. There you go. See, that's basically how it looks. This is the wide body, which is the only body style that's available for Porsche. They don't make the narrow body and wide body anymore. However, there's still differences between the different models. And let's take a look at the bottom here, because you see these large two exhausts look pretty powerful. Well, let's hear how they sound. Well, that sounds absolutely amazing. We also have the Porsche 911 Carrera GTS. And, well, let's take a look and see what's here. This is the third brake light. Now, this covers open up if you... This is actually a spoiler, by the way, that we can extend. And I want to show you how that's done in just a second. But I want to show you how to open this back cover. You won't see much of the engine at all, but let me at least show you how it's done. So, you get inside the vehicle, right here at the bottom, you have two levers. You push on this one in the back, and what happens, it opens up as such. Now, because it's all covered up, there's not much to see. The 3.0 GTS, this is the flat six-cylinder engine, 473 horsepower, 420 pound-feet of torque, about 2.9 seconds 0 to 60, give or take. So that's basically what you get with the GTS. Now, this is one of few engine options that's available on the Porsches. The regular Carrera, they start with the 388 horsepower. I think for 2025 they increased that, and then we have 440, I believe, for the Carrera S, and then we have the 473 on this, which, by the way, for 2025 is going to get electrified. That's going to be a hybrid version of it. It's going to have over 500 horsepower. It's also going to be a bit quicker. And of course, we have the GT3 series vehicles and the Turbo series vehicles. The Turbo S being the most powerful at 640 horsepower, also the quickest one, and probably the most expensive. But let's take a look and see how that top operates. So here it is, guys. We're going to look at the operation of the soft top. It's actually really easy. You basically push the button and the vehicle does the rest of the work for you. It operates very quickly and very efficiently. You can also do that while driving. I think it's up to 15 or 20 miles an hour or so. That's basically what that is. Now, you can also extend the spoiler on this. You can see, I'll do that right now. Boom. And voila, there it is. This is the convertible version of it. I don't know if it's gonna rain or not, but just in case, I'm gonna close this top up so we're not gonna get rain down on this beautiful and almost brand new vehicle. And it does that very quickly as well. Let's take a peek on the interior. All right, so starting with the door panel here, you have the 3 memory seat settings. You have the window with mirror lock controls. Over here, you have the Bose stereo. 911 Carrera GTS. Now you have the front and the rear trunk. Well, this is a rear hatch, I should call it, but not that. You have the multitude of adjustments for the seats. Take a look at the seats. Now, the seats are actually super comfortable. These are the standard GTS seats. I believe you can option it up with the more aggressive ones. And guess what? This is technically a 4-seater. So if you have small kids, you can actually put them in the back. They'll fit. Adults, maybe not as much. I'm not even going to attempt to fit in there. But for the 2 small children, that's perfect. Let me jump inside. I'll give you the tour of the interior. Let's see how much noise we can reduce it by closing the door. There you go. You can hear this nice exhaust on the outside. Boom. You can still hear a little bit, which is good. That's why it is a sports car. And here's the interior of it. It's a combination of analog and digital. It's a combination of more of a retro styling with the newest technology. As you can see, this gauge right here, right in the middle, you have the tachometer, you have the speedometer displayed right inside of here. On the right hand side, you have the different modes. This is all digital display, and you can switch that off. We put it in sport, it opens up the exhaust a little bit, sport plus, or individual mode, where you can adjust your own settings. And I'll show you how in just a moment. And on the right hand side, you have the fuel gauge, and you also have your range and the temperature. On the left hand side, if you like to look at more of the analog display of the speed, that's what you'll have. And let's see, there's some other customizations that we can do here. See, reduced, press to show, there you go, and it opens up this middle screen. Everything else is kind of reduced on it. And we go down here, let's go back. We also have several different displays that you can see. Vehicle general settings, so your range, your temperature, PSI, your voltage, drive time, etc. Here's your navigation that you can put on your screen right here. Very nice. Okay, so as I'm saying, this is a combination of the newest technology and some of the more nostalgic gauges, and I love it. Now, right on top, you have the digital clock right here, and this is your timer, so you can actually do a lap times if you'd like to with this. And you have the all digital, of course, the infotainment system. This is where you can change the different drive modes, right? So you can see you can open up the exhaust. Now the drive mode, we're in the individual mode. Okay, you can switch it to sport plus, sport normal, and wet, and basically tells you what's happening here. I'm actually going to leave it in normal for now while I'm driving, put it in sport, maybe sport plus. And what else we have? Assistance, basic assist, trip, okay, comfort settings. So ambient lighting, all right, turn on light, 60% color, topaz blue, and matching the exterior of it. Overall brightness, 60%. I can't see much of it here. Even with the lights turned on, can you see it peeking through anything? No, I can't. But anyways, it's here, I guess. Footwells at 50. Let's do footwells at 100%, and let's see. Can we see that? Oh yeah, there's a little bit blue. All right, you see that right over there? Okay, I bet it looks really sharp at night. Well, I'm going to leave it at 40 or 50% like it was before. And let's go back to your home screen. Let's see what else we have. So navigation, okay, big map, search for destination. You have that, by the way, Android Auto is now wireless since 2024. Before that, it was only Apple CarPlay. Now you have Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, both wireless. Music, so both stereo system, AM, FM, SX, stereo, basically. Here's your car settings. Back to drive, I guess that's is it. And then down here, you have your exhaust button. See how quiet that got? You also have your hazard lights, traction control off. And here's your sport suspension, I believe that's what it is. A vent. And right here, this kind of looks like the jet fighter cockpit. And have you noticed something? Yes, manual transmission, 7-speed manual transmission. One of the two cars, I believe, from Porsche that's still available with the manual transmission. Everything else went to PDK, which is a genius transmission, by the way. I would have a hard time like deciding between the stick and the PDK. I think I would go with the PDK. But anyways, so you have some knobs over here. This is for your audio. Front window defogger, rear window defroster. You have the temperature settings, fan settings. Then you have the auto mode right here, and you have the repeat back button here for your audio. Of course, your gear shifter, such an iconic one. I love it. 911. Here's your convertible top operations, heated seats, and the brake. Okay, so this is electronic parking brake. Does this even open? Okay, yeah, we have a tiny bit of storage right here. In the middle, you can put your cell phone, yeah, maybe a wallet. That's about it, and that's it. You also have your regular sized glove box. Everything around it is nice. This is all leather. It's all suede, or the Alcantara as they call it, some carbon fiber. So really nice, high quality materials all over the place. Overall, a great looking vehicle. And here, one other thing, the steering wheel, guys. This is a sports car steering wheel. It's a genius. It's the right size. That's what Porsche does so well. It's just to build everything perfect. Okay, it's the right size, it's the right grip, it's the right look too. Nothing too much, nothing too little, just perfect. Well, let's talk about pricing and take it for a spin. Well, guys, I even dressed up for the occasion. You can see the Porsche 911 on my shirt. I've truly been a fan of these vehicles for many years. For a brief second, I actually owned one of them, which was wonderful, but unfortunately I had to get rid of it. But anyways, maybe in the future there's going to be one in my garage, and this is where we could talk about pricing, because it starts off at somewhat reachable level, because it starts at about $120,000. That's for the regular 911 Carrera. If you want to go with the GTS, it's $165,000. The Carrera T, which is the new model, starts at $134,000. Then we have the cabriolets. Of course, that's like this. The GTS Cabriolet, the starting price on it is $178,000. And you can really go quickly to $250,000 if you wanted to. Now they also have the Targa model, so they have the Coupe Cabriolet Targa, and we have the Turbo. Turbo starts at $261,000, and the Turbo Cabriolet, the Turbo S, $243,000, and the GT3 RS starts at $241,000. Then we also have the ST, starts at $290,000. Well, definitely. I mean, it's starting off at somewhat reachable level. That's where basically some of the high-end Corvettes, and like I just did the E-Ray at about $125,000 or so. Not cheap, but these start right here. Honestly, I mean, I know that some of the magazines rate the Corvettes higher than the Porsche. It's a beautiful car. Don't get me wrong. I think it's something that the American motor companies needed to do, but I don't know. My heart is still with the 911s, and I hope at one point I'll find its way into my garage. Shameless plug, guys. If you like watching videos like this, if you help me by clicking that like and subscribe button, you might end up in my garage sooner than I think. This is a stick shift manual transmission. One thing I've noticed that it is perfectly placed as far as the height of the shifter. It's not something that you have to reach out too far, or it's not something that's right on your arm. It's right there where it's supposed to be. So with that said, I mean, there's always people like this that you're gonna see looking at you because they have a Pontiac G8 rear-wheel drive, and of course what they want to do, they want to race you. But we're not going to do that. This is not my car, and I'm certainly not going to risk a $200,000 vehicle for a silly street race. However, I will try to find some place here where we can have a little bit more of an open road and see if we can do some acceleration in here. But that's one of the things where people see it and be like, okay, let's go. Well, we're not going. Feels really good though. $473 horsepower. Of course, the new generation is a hybrid one. I'm not sure how I feel about that, whether I would like it or not like it. But I guess with Porsche, everything is done so well, then I shouldn't worry about it, even with the hybrid. I don't think they're going to do the hybrid for gas efficiency. They're probably going to do it for power, and you're going to be able to get this torque a lot earlier than you are getting it with this. So with that said, guys, let's find that open stretch of road and see if we can do some acceleration. This vehicle has been broken in, about 1,500 miles. So I don't have to worry about people screaming at me, says, well, you should rev it up because it's a brand new vehicle, and rightfully so. If it's a brand new vehicle, you shouldn't. But also, it is a sports vehicle, and I think as any sports vehicle, you should be able to open it up. Wow. That's a lot of fun. This is not even in the sports mode, okay? I put that in the sports mode. All right, we're gonna have a stoplight in here. Oh, hear that rev matching right here. I haven't driven a stick shift in a while. That's all I gotta say. There's nothing to say. It is just there. If you want to, this vehicle can do whatever you want it to do. Now, of course, you know, going up for the GT3 RS, going up for the Turbo S's, that's a completely different story. For daily driver, price to power, I think this makes sense. I mean, this is more powerful than the regular Carrera and the Carrera 4, the Carrera S. Still under $200,000. Oh, I'm saying like it's not a lot of money. It's tons of money. But it's so much fun. Well, guys, I've had a lot of fun. I hope you had a lot of fun watching this video as well. And if you like to watch more videos like this, don't forget to check out the rest of my channel. Oh, and by the way, I did say that this was the last car video. And of course, it is for 2024 because tomorrow is New Year's Eve. And on Friday, it's going to be 2025. We're going to have a new video on the channel. So don't forget to check it out. Subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you in 2025. And by the way, guys, I want to wish you a very, very, very happy new year. And I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.